Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the functional trainer single arm bicep curl. We're going to be taking a supinated grip with this exercise. So basically your palms are up. First thing you're going to want to do is set up your cable all the way down to the bottom. I'm just showing you how to move it, and so you get a full extension at the bottom. And then you also want to make sure that you put your rotation arm at a 1. That way you're inside the machine and not in the middle of the gym floor. Then what you want to do is choose the appropriate weight. Make sure you start off light and then slowly start to increase the weight every other week or so. Once you do that, stand right next to the cable. Make sure that you're coming to a full extension at the bottom and your full flexion at the top. You also want to make sure that you're doing this in a nice controlled fashion with your elbows tucked in. You want to actually be curling up towards your shoulder. Don't go any higher than this. But before we continue, here's a word from today's video sponsor.
I'm today's video sponsor, and if you'd like help losing fat or gaining muscle, there are a few ways I can help you down below. Either set up a free consultation with us, purchase through one of our free affiliate links, or purchase one of our instant access affordable training programs. Can't wait to be of service to you. Now let's get back to the rest of the video.
So let's break this down and make sure that we can avoid a lot of the common mistakes when it comes to doing bicep curls. First thing is you want to make sure that you're going all the way down. What I like to do is I like to actually flex my tricep at the bottom position. That means that I'm coming to a full extension and recruiting as much muscle fibers as possible. The next thing is when you go up, you want to just stop right by your shoulder. You don't want to go any higher than this, because then your elbows have to start moving forward. And what we want to do is we want to prevent the elbows from moving in any direction other than staying still, stationary, right next to your side. So for example, if you come up too high, your hand ends up by your face or something like that, then your elbows are going to start pointing forward. Now, when you're training any muscle group, you want to try your best to focus mainly on the area that you're working. So if you were to come up too high, then you would start to incorporate your shoulders more. And then that obviously would take tension off of your biceps. So if you're training your arms, then just train your arms. Also, notice that I'm standing nice and tall. So I'm not bending over. I'm not using my lower back to get the weight up. Which leads me to my next point, really, which is standing shoulder width apart, but make sure that you squeeze your glutes and squeeze your abs. That way that stays nice and tight and that your torso doesn't lean back as you go high or even as you start to increase the weight and as you get stronger. The next thing I want to talk about is the tempo. So notice it's nice and smooth. I'm not saying you have to do like a 40-second negative or anything like that. Just make sure that you're in full control of the weight. So if you want 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up, or whatever combination you want to do. So this brings me to the next point, which I want to talk about, which are some of the common mistakes. Let me actually show you guys what they look like and how to avoid them. So twisting as you're doing your bicep curl, this usually is a sign that the weight's way too heavy and you're trying in some way, shape, or form to get the weight up to the end point. Also, half reps. We don't want to be doing half reps at the bottom, and we don't want to be doing half reps at the top. We want to go all the way down, all the way up. That way we can recruit as much muscle fibers as possible in the area we're trying to train. Also, like I said, you don't want your elbow moving positions. You want to make sure that it stays locked. That way you can focus mainly on that area. And then also, lastly, you don't want to be using momentum, so don't do like a push and press version of a bicep curl.